same person again.
And I've seen that with a lot of my friends that have come to to come to Hawaii for like a year, and then they go back, and they're literally a different person. This whole thing right here, detox, like real effective detox,
The ocean is like healing.
yeah, it's really like, I'm talking about all the physical stuff, but really what we're talking about is transformation. And there's a lot of ways to do that. I'm just talking about like how to optimize the body's ability to transform. And then your emotions transform, then your mindset transforms as you get clear, right? The 4 channels of elimination, a lot of people think that your body only eliminates 1 or 2 ways. And generally our relationship with that is when we wake up in the morning, we go to the bathroom and we carry out 1 or hopefully 2 activities, right? We all know what those are. There's actually 2 more primary ways that your body eliminates different kinds of toxins. So for example, I'll save this one for the end. The first one is your kidneys, so that's urination. Your kidneys are filtering out liquids and different water-soluble toxins to escort them out the body through urination. And then your colon, right, is, I just call that basically the main way of elimination, right? And so, for example, I would put this out there, if you've never had this done or you're not even aware of this, colon hydrotherapy could be the most powerful experience you have in a course of 30 minutes. And I'm not saying you need to or you have to or anything like that. I'm just throwing it out there, and I'm going to let that fall where it falls. Because I know for myself, speaking personally, it was one of the most powerful experiences I ever had. And I've actually seen people, I spent a lot of time in different sectors of spiritual teachings and explorations in that way. And I'll tell you what, more people today are having spiritual experiences in the bathroom than anywhere else, unnecessarily. So get that if you get that. Or I guess I can just do this, right? This is not actually exercising your body's full anatomical capability to release waste material, right? This is not the way our ancestors or any indigenous people actually go to the bathroom. In the early or the late 1800s, a man named John Crapper actually created the porcelain toilet because it was a thing of nobility or royalty. That the nobles actually created this porcelain chair because they wanted to elevate themselves higher than the commoners. Does that idea make sense? So they elevated their bodies so they could, separate themselves. What ended up happening was they created a tool that we have all taken on through the Western world, but not most indigenous cultures still don't use that. Because what it does is our colon, the anal rectal canal of our colon gets pinched off.
In that position?
In this position, right. This is how most people do it. There's a hole in the ground. They're right here.
They squat,
And they squat.
Look at Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you could probably look at me and kind of think to yourself, okay, it's a different thing going on, right? Like I have more of a open passageway, right? That anal rectal canal goes from here and goes all the way. It opens up all the way. Basically the valve opens. John Wayne and Elvis Presley were both, when they both died, I believe it was both on a toilet, or one of them was on a toilet. I know for a fact, I think it was both of them though, when they actually died. And there's a, I don't remember the statistical number, but there is a large amount of Americans that are literally being found on Monday morning on the toilet when they pass over. Think about that one, because they've gotten habituated to the toilet and pushing. Right, when you're like this, it's like, if your piping system's is all flowing freely, it's just boom, and then it's like a couple minutes and you're done, and you don't use the whole toilet paper in a matter of a week or something, right? It's quick. This is a cultural paradigm shift that we're talking about here, an important one. Anyway, so John Wayne, I believe, when they found him, he had 40 pounds of fecal matter in his intestines. Now, if you think that's crazy, Elvis had 60. Yeah, I mean the Western diet, right? Steak, potatoes, and that's pretty much it. And beer, right?
Yeah.
All the moisture gets sucked out of all the food you're trying to shuttle through. All the moisture, all the water gets sucked out, has to go to other organs or other parts of your body, and then that stuff basically acts like a brick, gets stuck, and then you
and then the position, it prevents any of that from even moving.
Yes.
So you got the worst of both worlds.
And then you're down here like, absolutely. And there's something called auto-intoxication, which is basically when you have waste products in your body. These are biological organisms in our body. Make no mistake, these things are alive. So what they do is they ferment, and then bacteria off-gases in your intestines and starts to flood out into other areas of the body and creates this auto-intoxication. So you're basically intoxicating yourself. Like if you drank alcohol, right, you would feel that intoxication. Well, a lot of people get that on a regular basis, but not to the same extent. Does that make sense? Is that bacteria, it's a fermentation. What's alcohol? It's a ferment, right? Same thing going on. So it actually inhibits your brain after, it breaks your brain down after a certain amount of time. So there's all kinds of different issues that come up over this one thing.